Hey everyone, this is super informal, but I just wanted to say really quick that we just had a big patch drop like an hour ago, and I want to go over this really quick, and then we'll get into the episode proper, but I just want to cover all the new stuff. So we're out here on the main menu screen. They've updated it a little bit. You can now see this in the bottom left. Honestly, I don't know the full extent of this. It's like Steam and Epic crossplay. Very cool stuff, but I don't think this changes anything. I think there was already Steam and Epic crossplay, but I don't know. If we actually go to Steam here on the patch notes, I'm not going to read through everything because as you can see, there's quite a bit of stuff to go over. But I guess the highlights here is that they've updated the engine again. So we've seen them go from Unreal 4 to 5 to 5.2 and now 5.2.1. So it's a bit of a smaller update, but still they've updated the engine once again. I don't know if they're going to go for 5.3. I would like that, but who knows? And here's all the info about online stuff at the beginning, where they talk about Epic online services have also been updated, enables crossplay between Steam and Epic and friendless visibility. There's the new auto detect settings feature in the experimental branch. I mean, this is all experimental. So if you go into the video tab here and options, you can see under the general, there's auto detect settings where it'll just detect what is best for you if you click on that. And now it's detected the best settings for me, which it thinks are like fucking ultra on everything. No. Okay, fuck. No, I liked my settings as they were. Damn it. One moment as I fix my settings, but yeah, that's you just click this whole bar here, and it just auto does that per your computer. Alright, so I just fixed my settings. That was fun. Anyways, next up we have a bunch of quality of life features. Most of these are not super cool, but apparently the hotbar system has been reworked. That's cool. Conveyor lifts can be nudged, and quick switch is now supported when building them. I think that means when you press like E holding one, it'll swap between the different levels of conveyor lift. I guess that wasn't a thing before, maybe? I don't know. I don't know if I ever tried, but yeah, you can do that now. Ziplining is faster, I guess, and better overall. That's what the patch notes say, basically. Ziplining has been improved. Some hypertube fixes that's cool. They've added this thing for input systems. It says added an auto-release sprint option when hold to sprint is off. This option is off by default. It makes it so that whenever your movement stops, the sprint key is automatically released, so you have to press it again to start sprinting. I don't know what this means. This is definitely going over my head, but it's good that it's there, I think. You now have better snapping for signs, and they use the same snap logic for walls combinations, which I guess is cool, and they can be rotated more freely. We'll have to fuck around with signs, but that's, I guess, cool. And my favorite part of this is the splitter and merger section, where it says they can now be upgraded to smart or programmable splitters, so if you got one of those in your hand and you're hovering over a regular splitter, you can just upgrade it from the thing without, like, replacing it. And you can also upgrade splitters and mergers between each other, so from a merger to a splitter and vice versa. There's a bunch of optimization. I don't know what this means. Just they optimize things so the game should run better now, hopefully. I want to preface this by saying that I play on the experimental branch, and I pretty much always will, and for the most part always have. And by doing so, I am at risk of losing my saves at any given moment. And that's why I have backups of all my saves, and I highly recommend that you make backups of your saves too, because Satisfactory is not a completed game. We have not reached 1.0 yet, and as incredible as this game is, at any time your saves can just be snapped out of existence, just gone. Or they'll be corrupted, or just something about them won't work, and then they'll crash, and then, oh, buy your save, it's all gone now. So make sure to make backups if you're playing on the experimental branch. And then there's bug fixes, and as you can see, a lot of bug fixes. A lot of bug fixes. They refactored the flying crab, so yay? Is that what like the giant manta flying demon thing that I'm really scared of is called? Oh god. I feel like I got this bug here, where the Blade Runners wouldn't work until after you jumped once after equipping them, but it felt like it happened a little bit more than that, I don't know. And honestly, if one bug was bugging you and you'd see it in here, cool. I'm not gonna read through all of these, but you know, the patch notes are up on experimental right now, so you can go read this at your own leisure, but there's just way too many to go over. But let it be known that I did go over it myself, because I'm that kind of guy who reads every little bit of the patch notes. Next up we have the UI section where it says they've updated the map render, and actually if you go into the game, and here let's just like load up our playthrough, and we press the M key, you can actually see that the map is, I don't know. I never looked at the map too in detail, but does it look like higher resolution to anybody? Like, immediately when I opened it, I was like, damn, everything is so visible. Like, in like a lot of detail. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like coercing myself into thinking this because they say they updated the render. But honestly, I feel like the map does look... It's like it was in like 720p before, and now it's in like 1080 or something. I don't know, but apparently it's been updated, and that's cool. You may also notice that I don't have any items on me, except for my Xeno Zapper, which is very unfortunate, but my character still has all of their things, and, you know, the world is still the same. Here, let me turn off the fog. And this is because, technically, I guess, like, you're always online now when you're playing the game. I guess the characters that we had before were offline, and you could, like, designate different online worlds. Yeah, I don't really know how it worked before. All I do know is that now, in my world that was already just a single-player world, there's me, offline player, and to get all my stuff back, I have to kill myself and take my stuff. So, make sure to unalive your pioneer and get your stuff back if this happens to you. Well, that took like a lot longer than I thought it would. Give me my crate. Thank yous. What? Oh, it has too much stuff because of all the things I need to hold. Here, let's get rid of the freaking Xeno Zapper. Give my Basher. And you. And my thingy, my Blade Runners. Oh. All the good. I don't even know what exact order we had it in before, but, you know, just like, I guess that's good. And then the rest, thanks. Can I get my cup back? Is he just stealing my cup? Oh, bro, that's not cool. Bro, that's not cool. Can I like knock it out of his hands? Hey, get my damn cup back. I can revive him? Oh. Blood. I don't want my what happened? What? I have assimilated and become him. Oh god. Yeah, that's right, folks. The original Rara who started this Let's Play, he's dead and gone. Fuck that guy. I'm the new Rara, who's exactly the same, but different in ways that I guess you'll find out. Ooh. We've entered the Rara-verse, everybody. And all the rest are kind of whatever. I mean, it's just... You know, they rearranged some of the option menu stuff. It's not super exciting, but there is one thing. There's one thing that they ruined, like, update like 6 or 7, something like that, where it's made the game a little bit more frustrating every time you open up a storage box. It says here, updated the storage UI so that industrial storage boxes no longer use a scroll bar when using small inventory slots. Yeah, so if we go over to the game here, and we find an industrial box. I have only the small boxes around. So yeah, with the industrial boxes, if you click on them, you can see there's no more that annoying scroll bar to just scroll down slightly more to get down to the last row. Like, that was so annoying. And now it's just like the perfect grid of 48 storage thingies. It's so nice. And keep in mind, this is how it was before. This is how it was when I started playing the game. So I saw them introduce this issue. And then just be like, hey, okay, you know, it's worse now and deal with it. And I'm just sitting here like, what the fuck, man? But you know what? Kudos, Coffee Stain. That has been bugging me for like, I don't know, a year? Longer? However long that bug has been around. So, yeah, I mean, they did fix quite a bit of bugs, I suppose, but that is definitely my favorite bug fix of the patch. And then in audio, it's not super exciting. They just changed the sounds of tractors and trucks. And they fixed an audio issue leading to performance hitches in factories that use blenders and refineries. So, yeah, that's cool. As for localization, apparently they fixed hundreds of typos in both the English US and UK versions. I wonder if they've updated it so that Ada actually says the proper things, like as they're supposed to be. Because, as you know, in our Let's Play so far, we've had moments where we unlock a thing and then she says something else. Like, oh, you unlocked power cables and like Mark 27 belts. And we're like, no, we didn't. We didn't unlock those. We unlocked the Mark 2026 belts. I don't know. I can't think of stuff on the spot. I'm a talentless hack. But yeah, they've done their best for general localization stuff, just keeping every language updated to the best of their ability. And then it all ends with them saying, like, hey, we know that there are known issues, and here are the known issues. Which is basically just yet another reminder to please verify your game files, back up your files, and just, you know, keep track of all that. Anyways, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's not like the world's biggest update, but it's the only update that we've gotten in like a month-ish, a bit more than a month, so September 5th. And honestly, a lot of it's some really nice stuff. You know, it's a lot of it's under the hood. Things that you're not really going to notice while you're playing, but that just make the experience even better than it already was. And now that I actually have all my stuff, oh, it ruined my hotbar. So now I have to actually change my hotbar again on this character. Well, I know where the things I want are, though. So if we go over to a merger, right? And while we're holding it, we can press the E key to make it a splitter now. Oh, or even a smart splitter. Nice. So if I just place down a merger, right? If I middle click the merger, how would it make it so that I can upgrade or swap this out to be like something else? Would I just need to be like holding a splitter? Because like I have a splitter here, but it wants to place it on top of the merger. Even trying to upgrade a splitter to a smart splitter doesn't seem to want to place it like replace the other splitter, you know? But yeah, I just wanted to get this out really quick because I wanted to do this before it became really, you know, old news. And so that it could ship with the latest episode of Satisfactory coming out, you know, today being when you see it, but also it will literally be the same day of the patch. So it is today. I'll just be asleep by the time you're viewing it. Anyways, back to the regularly scheduled content. Hey everybody, it's Rara, and welcome to the next episode of Satisfactory. In the last one, we rebuilt our entire copper factory. There's nothing down there on the floor, but now it's up there in the sky, right above me. And we scanned a bunch of hard drives, got some pretty neat alternate recipes, honestly. And I was saying that I didn't really know how to feel about the solid steel alloy ingots, or whatever that one was called. This one, the solid steel ingot. But I actually do know this is a very cracked recipe. Because if you look, the base recipe is 45 iron and coal for 45 steel ingots. You know, pretty simple, 1-to-1. It's pretty nice. There are definitely worse recipes. But the alternate solid steel ingot actually takes iron ingots rather than raw iron, but at a lower ratio going in. So for only 40 ingots and 40 coal, we get 60 steel ingots. So at a rate of like 2 to 3. So although it'll take an extra step, you know, to get the ingots rather than just like raw iron, we're actually saving in quite a bit of iron and coal by going for this recipe. And I'm kind of happy that we have this so that we can start implementing this pretty soon. However, yes, obviously this is going to require a bit more power. But that's why we're going for the fuel generators so that we can get more power. And I don't think that like the few extra megawatts to set up like a little bit more smelters so we can get the iron ingots is gonna be like so detrimental that like, you know, one fuel generator when we get to it will just be able to completely offset that and then some. So yeah, it's recipes like this that just give you basically free components in comparison to their base that just make it pretty goated. Now just imagine that using this recipe, if we combine it with the pure iron ingot recipe, so that we get an even better ratio for iron ingots so we can make even more solid steel ingots. And when you start thinking about it like that, when you combine alternate recipes, you really start to see the power of these things and just how many raw materials and ores you can end up saving. And it ends up being like absolutely wild numbers. Like you have to use alternates if you're trying to get the absolute most out of your items in this game. And that's just one pretty simple combo. There are combos in the game that can save you like thousands of ore per second, per minute, you know. You really just gotta dive deep into that wiki, or do the math yourself. Either way. Spoiler alert, I would not recommend you doing the math yourself. That would be way too much. But with that out of the way, let's get on to the episode. So what are we doing this time around? Well, last time we rebuilt the copper factory because we were low on copper sheets, because when we brought out the assembler, like this, we couldn't make circuit boards. We couldn't make enough that we needed. We put in a power shard and we want to use 2 assemblers, each with 1 power shard in it at 10 per minute, so we can make 20 circuit boards. So that when we throw down the manufacturer, we can make computers at 2 a minute? Yeah, we can make 2 computers a minute with 20 circuit boards, which require 40 sheets. So the plan was to make 2 computers a minute, right? Using, 20 circuit boards a minute, which required 40 copper sheets, 2 of these machines going. And we finally achieved that, so now we can achieve this, so now we can achieve that, and it's all gonna work out this episode, finally. And then we're gonna unlock Logistics Mark IV, which is super dope, so let's get right on that. But first, we gotta check in with Lil R, see if he's got anything good. Oh. Oh. Ow. Did they change how this- oh, no they did not. I was gonna say, because when you used to get close to him, or at least like open the inventory, it was close enough to where you could actually take radiation damage if you stuck around long enough. As you can see, if I stay in the radiation, I get hurt. We don't have a gas mask with hazmat or with radiation filters yet, so we can't do anything about this. But he has on him some uranium waste. We don't want that. Your nuclear waste cannot be destroyed. Fix-It does not waste. Oh. Oh. Yeah, this is the problem with nuclear power in Satisfactory. I don't like nuclear power, but we're going to be using it in this playthrough, you know, just to go through all the mechanics. And that's the thing, I've never used nuclear power before, because I've always been really scared of it. From what I can tell, nuclear radiation kind of spreads infinitely, but that might be incorrect. I don't know, the math was somewhat confusing, and I would need like a more in-depth... Like, if somebody knows a lot about nuclear power in this game, please let me know. And like, look, there are ways to dispose of like uranium waste. You can make it into plutonium waste and then dump that into a thing with like the plutonium rods or whatever. You can put those into the awesome sink and then technically get it out of the system. But I'm not sure how stable of a setup that is. I don't know, we'll have to get into it in the late game, but for now, we have no way to get rid of this. So we have two options here. Either we, unalive Lil R, or we just don't take items from him for a hot minute, because as you can see, it's not actually affecting anything outside like the immediate vicinity of the lizard doggo. So we should be good to just like leave it on him, but this means you can't get anything else from him for a while, which kind of sucks. Now we do have a third option, and that third option is to go make a chest like 9,000 miles away from here, take it off of the dude, and then move it over there. But we will take constant radiation damage, and we can't get rid of it until we do. So I think for now, the best route is to just like keep it on him and not really do anything. Yeah, you just stay there with your toxic radiation. I'm gonna go elsewhere. Sorry, I didn't mean to make a whole spiel about nuclear stuff, but I mean, we had to do I had to say something about that. But anyways, let's get started. So we know that today we want to make 20 circuit boards, so let's just go and find a place to set up this build. Now this build will require copper sheets, so we're going to be pulling from around there, as well as plastics, so we're going to be pulling from over there. Fun times. And you know, I think what we need to do here, rather than having separate storage like locations for each thing, is finally start setting up a central storage location, as I have talked about earlier in the Let's Play. Because as you can probably tell, bringing in the plastic from over there and combining it with the copper sheets from over here is going to be a bit spaghetti, as some of our builds already kind of are, since we are already needing to pull from side to side. And we don't want that. But you know what? I did promise you guys that we would rebuild everything, and the very next time we do that, I will consider a more permanent solution to everything here. And I'll probably spend some time off screen just planning things out, you know, making it like a good idea for a more permanent, like main area base. And you know, I keep saying this, I keep like justifying my position here, but we're not gonna have a real like main base, just like modular factories. We're getting to all that eventually. But we do kind of want and need a main storage location so that it's easier to combine items and send items to places they need to be, etc., so on and so forth. You get the idea. But yeah, we didn't really need a central storage location before now because we didn't have so many factories kind of like all over the place. But now that, you know, our production is expanding across the world, yeah, we're gonna need that. So basically what I'm saying here is we're gonna do a little bit more spaghetti just to get this computer build going. I'm not gonna make it look pretty at all. We're just gonna get it running, get the computers we need, and then start automating tier 4 belts. And once we have tier 4 belts, like a good few thousand of them, then I'll tear down everything. And that's probably happening either in this episode or next episode. Oh, and I'll also need a bit of materials for the fuel generators, but once we have the materials we need for however many fuel generators we want, plus a couple thousand tier 4 belts, and you know, like whatever other materials we need, then this is all coming down and we're rebuilding everything. So I hope you're ready for that, because that'll be fun, right? But enough stalling, enough prefacing the situation, or whatever you want to call it. It is now time to set up a temporary thing. And I don't know, I mean, like I said, we gotta make it kind of spaghetti. I don't have a good idea for this. So my thought is to just kind of extend this platform a little bit for now. Like that amount-ish, I don't know. And you might be wondering why I'm saving all my rebuilding for tier 4 when there's tier 5 in the game. You know, there are tier 5 belts, and they are the fastest kind of belt, and all that good stuff. And honestly, like, it's kind of a preservation factor for this Let's Play, as well as just, like, something that I want to get done early in order to establish kind of a good infrastructure for later. And I also just want to get everybody into the habit of rebuilding and like kind of take away from the stigma that like it's so hard or it takes so much time. And like, I mean, I guess it does take time no matter what you do when you're trying to rebuild. Like that is going to inherently take a bit of time. But the way I see it when I'm considering, you know, space, when I'm considering builds for power and stuff, I just like, I think to myself, well, you know, this is just another project. Like building tier 1 sheets or turbo motors or anything along the way. You know, rebuilding your base is just one of the many projects that you have to consider in Satisfactory. And I don't know how, once again, I have stalled from doing this, but here, let me just place the assemblers. I think the sheets are the sheets that one or that one? Frick. It doesn't really matter, but we're just gonna put these here, I guess, like here and there. Just gotta get it right next to it. Why is there no like grid line that like shows them lined up to each other? That is sussy. That's super sussy. We'll get these both set to 10 a minute circuit boards. And why did I try to insert a circuit board in there? Where are my power shards? Oh, there they are. 10 PMs, baby. Thank you. Copy and paste. Now, this is, like I said, this is going to be a very crude little hack job, so we're just gotta find a power supply. Oh, right, I kind of got distracted there, but I was saying, like, my main reason for doing this at tier 4 was to kind of preserve the Let's Play a little bit. Because honestly, at the rate that I'm going, where I'm doing, like, one video for Satisfactory every other day, you know, in tandem with other Let's Plays, I'm gonna run out of content for this game kind of quick, and the videos are very quickly gonna be just me, like, decorating, you know, the factory and the base, and trying to think of very small and or large-scale projects that don't really mean a lot. And I know that everybody in the comments right now is scoffing. They're like, no, man, you're not even close to finishing the game. There's still so much to do. And it's like, yes, you are right. But that is a very for now situation. And at the rate that I'm going, I mean, I started this Let's Play like 2 months ago, and yet we are already here in tiers 5 and 6. So I feel like I'm progressing a bit too fast, and I don't want to run out of things to do. Plus, I don't know, I mean, I feel like we've needed to rebuild everything for a while, and the progression, you know, for a tier 4 factory, it just seems natural. And honestly, it might take us some time to get to the final, like, tier 5 stuff anyways, you know, or tier 7 and 8 stuff. So that's mainly why I have decided to do things how I am doing it. But obviously, yes, this is going to call for yet another rebuild once we have tier 5 stuff, but then we should start getting into more of the in-game things and considering more alternate recipes. And then at that point, we won't have to do nearly as many rebuilds. So we'll probably start getting to be like doing the final rebuilds for a lot of builds, at least for a while. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of a way to keep this LP going for a bit longer. And I don't know where I'm going to stop. I don't know if I even will stop. But needless to say, I know this might disappoint some people, but I might have to slow down the rate of the episodes because we're definitely going to reach a point where sustaining one video every other day might become a little hard. But we'll definitely see, and I'll ask you guys about what I should, what y'all think I should do in the future. Obviously, the only person who really knows what I should do is me, because I'm the one making my videos. But I do value everyone's opinion, and I appreciate you all very much, and I would like to hear your take on this. And I know I'm ranting a lot this episode, but I just want to continue saying really quick that, like, why don't more people do Let's Plays of games in general? And, like, the genre is kind of, it has been kind of dying out for a long time now, right? But I still think they're very important. Because you can watch somebody like Let's Game It Out, And the video is absolutely hilarious. It's edited so funny. Like I love Josh. Amazing content creator. Absolutely fantastic. And you can watch the other big Satisfactory YouTubers, you know, I'm Kibitz and Total Xclips. I think that's how you say it. I don't actually watch a lot of his videos anymore, but I never learned how to pronounce it. But he makes really good stuff too. Lots of really fun builds. Tons of great creators out there. And like you can watch them, and a lot of their videos are even pretty informative, especially if they're doing like more tutorial-based vids. But I feel like Satisfactory really benefits from a full-on sort of, you know, not too many cuts, just kind of like a step-by-step, like a real tutorial to the game to go through each of the phases. And I feel like there's not too many of these on YouTube. There's just people out there who like, and I'm not dogging on anybody. But I just want to say, like, I wish there were more just, like, regular Satisfactory Let's Plays, because while it's impressive that somebody will put out a video like, oh, 1,100 million, you know, turbo motors a minute, it's like, the regular person who's just getting into the game, or just, like, the casual player in general, is not gonna get a lot out of that video in terms of, like, educational content. And yeah, you know, like your 80 heavy modular frames build per minute or whatever it's really impressive. Don't get me wrong. Like some of these builds, some of these architectural designs are freaking amazing. And it blows anything that I could build out of the water. But I do truly believe there needs to be more just slower paced, Satisfactory Let's Plays that really take people through the ins and outs of things. Because I don't know, this is just like the content that I like to watch. And like I can appreciate people who put out Satisfactory videos like once a month, or they'll play the game like 3 times and then never again. It's always fun to see like other people who aren't into factory games trying them out for the first time. But then they don't stick to it. And there's lots of like heavy cuts, and they cut out parts that I feel like are kind of instrumental to the game. And it's not so much about like helping others with the game. It's just about being entertaining, which is fine. I think every community needs videos like that. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm thinking way too much about this, but I've always loved Let's Plays. I grew up with that kind of stuff, and I think that they are valuable to any community of any game. And all I can hope for at the end of the day is that this series is just a helpful companion to anybody who's either getting into it, relearning it, or even if they just want to like find a good way to like do a build, they can click on one of my episodes like, oh, the plastic and rubber one, and they can see how I built that little setup over there. And maybe it'll help inspire them for like new build ideas, or just like get them off the ground because they think, oh, this mechanic is hard to use, so I'll just watch this little tutorial thing. I promise we're gonna get this done, like now, but I just want to end this by saying, like, what are your thoughts about Let's Plays in general? And do you also feel like there are not enough Satisfactory Let's Plays? Would you like to see more content creators do videos like this? Because I certainly would. I feel like if more people made Let's Plays of this game, that'd be pretty cool. Being able to see everybody's like step-by-step thing, and like how they do things early, and like how they build. Especially for some of the bigger creators who do like these amazing, extravagant builds on like their Twitch, but you don't really get to see it happen, you know? I want to see how they tackle the early game and, you know, more of like the simple mechanics sometimes. I don't know. But long spiel over, let's get back to business. We're finishing the computer build. Okay. Oh, right. I forgot that we're going to need a bit more than just these things, and I kind of set this up really weird and haphazard. Let's get rid of all this really quick. Let's just get these running. Okay, copper sheets. They are, right there. In one of those things. I'm gonna go grab them and just bring them down. Okay, nice. Copper sheets are this one. That's what I was hoping for. So we need 45 a minute, so we're gonna Mark 1 this. I was gonna say right into those, but we can't do that. So we'll just drag it over here. And, oh, we can make it. Nice. Literally huge. We can make it. Okay, down the sheets go. And then we're gonna need a splitter since it needs to go into both of these. So we will split right here. Just set up a little doodad like boopity boop boop. Is that lined up? It is not, because for some, oh, this has never hit before, but I get it now. I always thought that like it was nonsensical for splitters to sometimes line up to the middle of these things, but then I realized, exit hole. It's lining up to the hole on the other side. Did anybody is anybody else getting that for the first time right now? I always thought like there's no reason it should be lining up in the middle of assemblers like this, but there's the exit hole, so that's why it lines up like that. Okay, but a little bit further back and we get the hole that we wanted, and now we can just do that one right there. Love to see it. We mark 1 in, and screw it, we'll do a mark 2 down. like that. And mark one in over here. Just to make sure that, like, you know, this Mark II accounts for travel distance and all that. And it's probably overkill, considering that we only need 45 a minute anyways, but, you know, just in case, we want it to work no matter what, and it never hurts to overdo something in this game. Always overdo it instead of taking the risk of underdoing it, you know? Okay, so we got the copper sheets, now we need the plastic, so we're gonna pull from this side, hell yeah. Oh god, that is kind of far away. And unfortunately, we have rubber on that side and plastic on that side, so we really gotta just drag it right through here. We need 80 of this stuff, so we're going to do Mark II it out. And this is not going to be pretty. No, sir. But this will just reinforce the fact that we need to do a huge rebuild soon. So we're going to drag this up to the top, on top of the thing. Is it trying to do, it's trying to do a side conveyor, like connected to the side. And you can also do like a ceiling conveyor. I don't know if I've explained that, but it like auto makes a thing. Anyways, let's just go up top. Let's just write it up top how it wants us to do. Okay, but rather than connecting to the side of this, let's just go up higher. Okay, very nice, very nice. And we'll set up another splitter this way. Okay, we set up the splitters, good. And then we just drag the Mark II belt in like this. And we Mark one it in like this. Yay! Now we just gotta wait for the plastic to arrive, and now we've got these things going. So with that, that's 20 circuit boards a minute. And then if we bring out the manufacturer for computers, why? Okay, place it somewhere. Why wouldn't it just like place where I want it to? Oh god, let's try to get to the front of it and then place it this way. Oh, much better. Okay, let's place it like there. Computers, set that to 2, and then let's figure out what we need to do. So we just want the circuit boards to merge into a thing. We will grab them over here and just put them in there. Can I, like, oh, darn it. Okay, it goes around the long way. Well, we'll make this work. We'll make this work yet. Why do you want to do it like that, conveyor belt? What? Why do you want to make like an Infinity 8? Just do it the right way, please. Into the thing. Thank you. There's our first automated circuit boards. Yay! And into the machine they go right there. And we'll also combine right there. Very nice. I mean, not really, but it works. Oh, and something that somebody commented on the last video, thank you for this, is that when you're placing a conveyor lift, right, you can see the export hole. So right now it thinks that we're going down and up. But if you press the R key, you can actually swap the placement of the export hole. Because in the video I just thought that rather than going from down to up, I needed to go up from down. And like my solution still worked, but it's just a lot easier to just press the R key and swap the whole alignment like that. So just remember that there are build modes even for this, like the pipes and, yeah, pretty much just the pipes. Oh, and also like the foundations, how they have like the zoop modes and like the vertical zoop and all that. Yeah, conveyor lifts have another build mode called reversed, where you can just reverse the input. Pretty simple. But anyways, let's give the computer build some power so we can start receiving all of these thingies. There we go. Yay, in a moment these will be going. Now we need cables, plastic, and screws. Oh, I didn't even realize. 36 plastic a minute? And then this is using up 80 plastic a minute. No, I don't think you can sustain this because we're not building enough plastic. Well, you know what? We actually probably can, since we have a full industrial storage bin of plastic right now as like a buffer. So we might be able to just run this for the 100 computers that we need. And then some. We're going to set up like a little storage bin over here, just like a small one for computers, because I don't think we'll have all the time in the world. And we definitely won't need a full industrial sized bin of computers, but we do want to start storing them somewhere, so we'll just make that a thing right there. And now I'll drag over the cables and screws. So cables, oh wait, screws are right here. Okay, so we are making 120 screws a minute. This is the truth. This is the true truth. However, we're using 84, all of them. We're using all of the screws for other builds. Not a yay. Not a yay. We're trying to make rotors and the reinforced plates. We are full up on reinforced plates because we're not making modular frames anymore because we're full on those too, so that's all good. But in terms of rotors, we don't even have one full storage chest of them right now because we use so many of them to make the motors. And if you remember, we were actually making the rotors at a deficit because we were consuming more than we were making per minute, which is why we're so low. And also, unfortunately, the screws per minute going to the rotors is the much higher recipe than the reinforced plates, so we only have 36 to work with right now. We can also just stop the rotor production, but I'd like to keep that going if we can for now. I don't want to stop that if we don't have to. So let's see, it's gonna be 104 screws a minute. Okay, fine. Fine, we'll just put a stop to the rotor factory for now. Where is it? This one. We'll just pause this so we can use all of our screws for the computers. And then I guess in that fashion, rather than doing this, we'll just unconnect this right here. And we'll use a Mark II belt to just drag it right into the machine. This one, sure. Okay, that's, that's screws, baby. Now for cables. So cables are also gonna come right up here where these things are, where the copper sheets are coming from. Right out of this one. And I think we're only gonna need a Mark I belt for this. I'm pretty sure it was something less than 60. Oh, and you know what? We can just go right here and then drag it down to there. At least I thought we could. Why can we make it here to there, but not there to there? Oh, we're missing tier 1 sheets, Lamau. Right, right onto the thing. There we go. There we go. Grab you. And in. God, this reminds me a lot of my first factory. That's... oh god. And also, I still have that save. It's somewhere in here. Yeah, my first world was called Remnant. I was very, very into Ruby at the time when I first started playing this game. And I got 65 hours into my first save when I thought, you know what? I can do better. And then that's when my main save came around and I just never restarted after that. It just kept going. Because, like, I feel like a lot of people have this experience where they'll put, like, 50 hours into their first save, think, oh, I could do this way better. And then they just restart. And, yeah, my story is not much different. I did exactly that. But my second time round, that's when everything just kind of clicked a bit more. As you can see, I played a lot of hours. Okay, good. So the cables is 18 a minute. Now we just need the plastic. So... that's actually simple, since we're already dragging the plastic all the way here. Let us, just make a little splitter right about here. So we'll just take this down and set up a splitter right, there-ish. Then we drag this line, no, not a conveyor belt, we drag this line into the thing, and we'll use a Mark I going into that. Yes, because we only need 36. And then another Mark I, like this, going into there. And then we'll just convert all this Mark II stuff to Mark I. Okay. And I think what I want for now is to kind of like let this back up a little bit. We'll keep filling it up with materials. Oh, it won't do that until, okay. But I kind of want it to back up on circuit boards. So let's just throw in our extra circuit boards. Because if it starts making them, then we start running out, then we'll need more. So I want it to be full of everything first, really. I'd even like those to be full really quick. So can we just, like, turn that off? Yeah, what we're doing here is we're allowing everything to, like, all of these to back up. So these conveyor belts will back up with the circuit boards, and then they'll fill up with themselves. And then we won't necessarily need so many per minute, since we're gonna get, like, a little bit of a backup, and this can run for just that much longer. Without causing, like, issues, you know? But we are theoretically ready. I didn't think we'd get here this fast, and I'm pretty happy about our pacing. But like I said, that's rough for keeping keeping a long-term Let's Play going. I'm really hoping that the Satisfactory devs just decide to drop update 8 already, because I want this in even deeper well of content to use for my videos. But trust me, I'm definitely making this out to be a worse thing than it is, like a worse issue, because we have so much more to get into, and we're really just scratching the surface right now, so hopefully this can go for many, many more episodes. That's what I want. Oh, and I should probably mention that I just finished, this is a brand new recording section where I have just completed Pikmin 2. So that last episode should be up by the time this episode comes out, and I don't know what I'm going to be doing next. I'm probably going to take a week off from uploading any other game besides Satisfactory, and I think during this time I'll just continue doing it one episode every other day, like we have been doing, and then trying to find my next Let's Play, be that Pikmin 3 or some other game like in between Pikmin games. I don't really know what the full plan is, but I do have Pikmin 3 just ready to go. There are lots of games that I would also like to cover and play, and we shall see what I decide. And honestly, before anybody says like, oh, you should just upload Satisfactory every single day, it's like, I get it. I know Satisfactory is the more popular series, I understand that. But the thing is that this series, I kind of need this to be every other day, because it takes like 3 hours to edit these videos, like per video. If I want to keep them at the length of like 30 to 45-ish minutes per video, as well as having like a good amount of content in each, yeah, it takes about 2 to 3 hours at least per editing session. So I just need like a game that requires very minimal edits, like Pikmin, that I can just play through en masse and, you know, just to have like something else, something smaller, like a less complex project to work on, you know? So that being said, despite this channel being, you know, a pretty big proprietor for Satisfactory, and obviously, you know, like I said, this being the more popular series, I don't know if this will ever just be a purely Satisfactory channel. There might be like other videos about Satisfactory that I make, like, you know, guides or specific builds. I don't really know what I plan to do with that, but at the very least, this will be a consistent long-running series while I'm playing other games as well. And I hope that satisfies everybody, but obviously you can never satisfy everyone. But I'm doing my best, damn it. I'm doing the best to do things that I want to do while also having a lot of fun doing it. And as somebody who isn't blind to the analytics, like I am pretty good with numbers, I can you can just like see the difference in the view counts. Obviously, like, for the channel, I should just keep playing only Satisfactory. But if I was driven by view counts, I wouldn't do like any of the other kinds of videos that I've done in the past, like my old AMVs and stuff. So I guess what I mean to say at the end of the day is I'm gonna keep doing me, and I hope that you all keep enjoying, me. Whether or not you watch just the Satisfactory videos, which is fair. I love this game to pieces. Or like all of my stuff, I appreciate you regardless, and thank you for watching. Can you tell that I'm trying to stall this while I'm waiting for those machines to back up? I'm also gonna dump these extra circuit boards into these machines just to further expedite this process. Although, I guess if I was gonna do that, then maybe I should, like, take out some and... screw it. It'll be done in, like, 4 minutes anyways. It's fine. And you know, it's just now hitting me that if we're gonna be unlocking Market 4 logistics in this video, then I'm gonna need to let this run for, like, 50 minutes. So that's, gonna suck. Wait, I already have 39 computers? I guess we already picked up 39 computers on our adventures out there in the wild. That's pretty neat. Okay, so then we'll only need to let this run for, well, we need like 60 more-ish. So maybe like 30 minutes, right? Yeah, 2 times 30 is 60, so about half an hour. Which is like 20 minutes better, but still, you know, this video is already gonna be long enough. I don't wanna wait an extra half an hour. But you know, I think that's something that's great about Satisfactory and other, I don't know, you could call this like, kind of an idle game at times, kind of like Cookie Clicker, which is another game that I'm weirdly obsessed with. Because like when you're just waiting for a thing to be made for, you know, computers for half an hour, you can just go and do something else for half an hour. You can do something else with your life if you want to, or you can just make the computers by hand in that half hour and like vastly expedite the process. In fact, in the time it's taken me to build all this, I could have easily just built 100 computers by hand, and we could already be on the Logistics Mark IV. But, you know, I wanted to just get some computers automated so I could walk away and do my own thing and still have them be done in a reasonable amount of time. Well, I was just away on the toilet for like 20 minutes. What did I miss? What was I talking about? I don't remember. All I know is that these are definitely full by now, so let's turn the computer build on and make our very first computer. Ooh, it's exciting. We make one every 30 seconds. What do computers look like on the belt? Oh, I don't know, man. I love seeing it for the first time, even though it'd be like my 900,000th time. Oh, there it is! There it is! It's just an orange box. Honestly, computers are not one of the better items, like, to build. They're kind of underwhelming because it's just an orange box. I mean, personally, I think they could be bigger. As you can see there, that didn't take up a lot of the real estate on the conveyor belt, and I feel like, I don't know, they could be bigger, like, for sure. Here, watch this again. Like, why are they so small? The art makes them look a bit bigger, more girthy, but these could be, like, twice as big and still fit on the belt and be fine, I think. But yeah, we just gotta wait for this times more, more than that, like 30 times more than this. Oh, here it comes, the final computer that we need to unlock the Districts Mark IV, baby. Let me just grab all of these. We're at 99. And 100. Let's freaking go. We're gonna let that run. We're gonna build up a bit more computers. I'll probably just leave that on for a few hours, to be fair. But yeah, let's just go on and slot. Yeah, I mean, I guess that is kind of accurate. Insert these into the slot. I think that's what I was trying to do. My brain skipped a step. But yeah, boom. Why is this here?
Fuel generator will match power generation.
Why is this refinery here?
Acquired technologies and buildings. Additionally, improved conveyor belts and lifts can now be constructed. Caterium scanning unlocked.
No, actually, Ada, I've had the ability to scan for Caterium for quite some time now. That is not correct. But anyways, with that, we have now unlocked the ability to scan for Caterium, I suppose, which isn't true. We have tier 4 belts and conveyor lifts, which can actually transport materials up to 480 resources a minute, quite a bit, and fuel generators, the next evolution of our power setup. So as you can see, coal generators are at 75 megawatts per thing. Fuel generators is twice that, at 150 per. However, to build them, we're going to need some HMFs. We can craft those by hand. Rubber, quick wire motors, stuff we have like so much of at this point. And then just 5 computers. So yeah, we'll let our computers build up a little bit. And then over here for the conveyor Mark IV belts, it takes the regular sheets to make Mark 1, reinforced plates for Mark 2, the beams from Mark 3, and encased beams from Mark 4. This is why we have now like a full chest of them, and I've let it run basically. I've let my computer run off recording for a few extra hours so we can get a big extra supply of these encased beams, because these are what you need for the Mark IV belts and lifts. So yeah, I've been preparing for this moment, and in the next episode, for that, we already have all the materials we need for Mark IV belts, and very shortly here, we'll have all the things we need for a bunch of fuel generators, and yeah. At the very least, whether or not we do the full factory rebuild in the next episode or the one after that, we will at least be able to start redoing our power setup in the next one. But yeah, I think that's where we're going to call it for this episode. We have our computer build going. I want to let this build up. And I'll see you in the next one where we will rework our power stuff. We might just leave up our current coal situation with these generators over here, and then just expand on that by finding a new oil vein. Or, we can go back to the old oil fields, which are like over that mountain right there, and just tap into those normal ones, maybe. I don't know. We'll figure it out in the next one. It'll be a good time, I'm sure, and definitely not painful. So yeah, until then, I've been Rara. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone!